All set to go on a picturesque, snowy December day. And we're off and running from Gillette. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Up the middle, here goes Patterson. And finally, they bring him down. He shook off a couple of defenders there on a nice pickup. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5. From the gun, it's May. He throws a bullet deep to the right side. That's grabbed inside the 30. Give him a full 40 on the play. And that's a Vegas first down. So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. Shotgun handoff for Patterson. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Let's go.
Putting a receiver in motion. On play action, here's May. This is caught by Jalen Waddle. He does it! Touchdown! The Raiders take a 6-0 lead right away. It's a Jalen Waddle touchdown! The extra point is up, and it is good. And the Raiders will jump out to a 7-0 lead.
You do know this is a waste of time, right? You know I'm not really about to play this.
And they'll boot this away. From his own end zone, here we go. They stop him right as he gets up past the 15. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Oh, he got some air under this one. Deep down the middle. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete.
How many times do defenders hear from the coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
They kick the running back in motion. Milton now. This is reeled in by Joshua Palmer. And it's a nice game, but still not enough for the first.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
Here we go, here we go.
Here's the give on 3rd and short. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. First down, and they go right back to him. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know. And you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Let's go now.
2nd and 1. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Raiders get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season. Already in an early hole on the scoreboard. That is not what they needed in response, Brock. Giving away possession with the pick.
You know, we got a lot of game left, obviously. Nowhere close to them putting it away. But you can see things starting to unravel a little bit, even after just 2 possessions. A touchdown here could really continue that momentum towards an early runaway.
Seeing some early game planning at work here, Brock. They were quick to attack that throw and break it up.
Yeah, this defense knows the importance this offense places on throwing the ball to their tight ends, and they were ready for it and all over it.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down.
Go!
The give to Patterson out of the shotgun. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here.
Here we go, set!
They send a man in motion. May now on 3rd down. Got a man. Bowers has it. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's good for a Raiders first.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Running back sent in motion. First down throw for May. Oh, he put some heat up. They connect on the deep shot. Touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
They'll try this extra point. Extra point is good in this wintry weather. And the Raiders drive out to an early 14-0 lead. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Chooses to bring this one out. This isn't even going to make the 20. The coverage team gets to him. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Come on. 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat. Hup.
Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. He lofts one deep. Center of the field. That's complete inside the 35-yard line. It's a huge pickup on the play. And the Patriots will have a first down. Now Milton to throw. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. And the Raiders take over on his 5th interception of the season. Okay, Brock, now back-to-back drives where they have picked him off. That's got to be a worrying trend for these coaches who know how integral the passing game is to their game plan and their success.
Those poker players, the best of them, when they figure out a tell, they know exactly how to beat their opponent. This defense right now, they're reading this quarterback like a book.
And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Here's 2nd and 2. Play didn't break how they wanted it, and he throws this away. Looking for his wide receiver there. And what will they dial up on 3rd and short?
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
And he's there to send that one away, incomplete.
The ability to track the ball, right? Ball skills isn't just knocking it away, and that's a beautiful job there, Kate. The ball skills is also being able to track a ball on a deeper throw like that. If he doesn't swat it away, we're looking at a huge gain.
And this will stick him back a ways. That punt hits and jumps out of bounds near the 14. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Here's a give up the middle. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Stopped by the unmistakable Max Crosby. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4. From the 19. He lofts it deep left. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete. Just couldn't get it to Marvin Harrison Jr. there. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down.
You know, ball skills, they're not just a selling point for receivers entering the draft. Teams want defenders, especially in this day and age of the passing game, who can make plays on the ball, too, especially on these deeper throws. He doesn't swat that one away. We could be looking at a huge gain.
Working across the middle, Brock. It is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
And they bring him down to put a stop to that return. It's scored as a 51-yard punt. And the Raiders are going to like where they get to start out for this drive. Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Operating from the gun, here's May. On target to Waddle. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Going play action, May. He's on the move. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
He did exactly what he was supposed to do on that play. Felt the pressure and escapes the pocket. After that, it's on somebody downfield to get open and give him a target. No one did, and he simply has to get rid of it.
Here we go, set.
Man in motion, headed right. May trying again here on 2nd. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along the route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. To the air yet again, May. And that's caught. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders take a 20-zip lead. A quick 2nd score for him, Brock, already. And we aren't even out of this opening quarter yet.
I think I just saw that D coordinator rip up his game plan down on the sidelines, because you got to find some new resources here. You got to dedicate more bodies, more physicality to this playmaker, because we know in this league, when you get a guy going like this, they're going to go to him until you stop him.
And he's going to take this return out of bounds. And he steps out of the end zone, so they're going to start this drive at the 30. drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Come on, set. Hut.
Back to throw. Here's Milton. Caught by the open man. It's a huge pickup on the play. And that's a New England 1st down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt, or an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
First time this game they've looked to him. And it's going to be 2nd down.
Let's go.
Milton. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well, no look on his first look of the game. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
Yeah, that's one that's going to haunt him. There's just no question about it. A drop touchdown in the end zone. Now comes the mental toughness part of it. You got to flush that play quickly so you can make an impact later.
Ready?
Man in motion here.
Go.
3rd and long for him here. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
And he'll get them enough for a 1st down.
That's a pretty clear plan of attack by the back from the very start. Found the lane quickly, didn't hesitate, knew exactly what he needed to get past the marker.
Here we go.
Milton back to throw. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
Ready, break.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long.
Ready.
Another try following the sack. He gets it into the hands of Jalen Cole. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. That's 1 quarter down in our Christmas Eve contest. 21-0 our score. More from Gillette Stadium. All right, time to get this 2nd quarter going. The Patriots set up inside the red zone. Quickly looking left, and it's complete. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Offense going for it here. 4th and 5.
Set it. Hut.
Throwing now, Milton. Oh no, they get him yet again. Picked off by Divine Diablo. And the Raiders are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season.
Oh, coaches just love that effort right there. Instantly, as he made the pick, everybody was looking for a block and doing their part to set up the return. And I know it pales in comparison to giving up the turnover, but how about the effort on the other side to track him down and stop a potential pick 6? I think everybody deserves a little credit on the field for that effort.
On the handoff, Patterson. Space on the right, and he's got room. And that is a touchdown. The Raiders were running away so far. We've got a 27-zip game. That one splits the uprights. And the Raiders grow their lead yet again. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Here we go, set. Hey, check that. Street. Ready?
Hand off to the back. And it's a nice gain off a really good effort there just to stay upright. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
Second and 6 coming up here.
Set, go.
Back to the well again. Has a lane past the 45. And finally down right along that opposing 40. It's a pickup of 26. And the Patriots will have a 1st down.
I'll tell you what, Kate, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal, and because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
Play action on 1st down. Finds a seam down the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
From the red zone now. Dumps it off to his running back. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. With 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead? Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
79 Broncos. Go.
They're going to throw it on 3rd and long. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. He was looking for Jalen Polk. And they're up against it. 4th down coming up. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock. But down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't.
It's a 13-yard pickup, and no worry at all on their side from being able to reach that marker on 4th down. That was impressive. 4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Milton now. Gets it to him on the screen. And he has the New England touchdown. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw up plays that have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
That one right down the middle. And the Patriots cut the lead by a quarter, down now to 21. It's all lined up. Seibert now ready to send this flight. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30.
Set.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. This is Patterson on the give. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Once again, Patterson. Oh, he gets clobbered behind the line.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
3rd and just 2 to go.
Let's go now.
They send the tight end in motion. Here he is to throw on 3rd and 2. That throw's knocked away and incomplete. 4th down coming up.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. That's taken at the 15. And something on the return, but not much, as it still ends inside the 20. That punt gets up to 59 yards. And the Pats will take over. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Quick throw, right side, complete to start this drive. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Plowing up the middle. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. Only a yard on the pickup, so that's going to bring them to 3rd down and 3.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Another carry for him. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. The Patriots have their punting unit out. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. And he sends it up amongst the flurries of snow. He has it at the 33. And a big hit on the return to stop him cold. Officially a 55-yard launch. And it'll be Raider football. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. 1st down throw for May. And a man is there to knock that away.
And you ask a lot of your defenders on that field. It is not easy to play defense in today's NFL. Not only stay in their assignment's hip pocket, but to make plays on the ball as it arrives. He was challenged with an intermediate throw, and he swatted it away with ease.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. To the air on 1st down, May. That one's incomplete over the middle. That one intended for Jalen Waddle. So 2nd down coming up. Back to the air, it's May. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Here he is on 3rd and long. He fires one deep down the middle. Wow, his first real mistake. That's intercepted. And the Patriots are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. Well, I know I don't need to tell you, partner, but if you're going to try to get aggressive, really push a throw downfield like that, you have to be smart about how you do it.
Yeah, that is spot on, Kate. If you've got to find that spot when you know the coverage won't be able to hold up, especially as you go 20, 30, 40 yards down the field. Hey, listen, these defenders in the league today, you throw a ball deep down the field like that, it turns into a 50-50 ball. More times than not, they can make a play and take it away, just as they did.
It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And that's a New England first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
First down, ball at the 36.
Ready, go!
Throwing with a blitz on the way. On target to his man, Polk. And they take him down right along the 30.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up. Timeout taken by the Patriots. They're first to 3. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
Ready!
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Trying for the deep ball. And they pick him off again. Jacorian Bennett has it. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag. Well, no surprises here. They decline the holding call and hang on to the interception. One last play before the break. They'll run here with Patterson. And he has a decent gain on what's going to be the final play of the half. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. From his own end zone, here we go. He loses it on the hit. And they steal it back on the return. Well, partner, those halftime adjustments they had planned on offense. Hold on, let me just crack it open here and throw those right out the window.
That's such a bummer. You do spend those rapid minutes in the halftime locker room getting everybody on the same page. Hey, here we go. Here's our plan. Here's our new script. And instead, that script, well, it's rewritten. Now the defense got to respond. I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve. Some call it automatic. But it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Operating from the gun, here's May. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders grow the lead coming out of halftime. Now the PAT try coming up. Snowy weather, no problem for them on that point after. And the Raiders continue piling on to this lead. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Chooses to bring this one out. Not the kick to bring out of the end zone, Brock. He is stopped well shy of where a touchback would have been. They're out and set, 1st and 10. To throw, Milton. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Jacorian Bennett has it. And the Raiders take possession of the football. Well, no doubt they envisioned that as the start of a second-half push for the lead. But the defense, well, defense had other ideas, Brock, protecting their team's advantage and taking possession back on the first play of the series.
Not the way you needed to start the half if you were thinking comeback, but exactly the way to start the half if you're trying to take this lead and step on it. That's a defender who sensed the need for a splash play and delivers.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5.
Let's go.
Right back to Patterson now. And he's brought down for a loss.
Hey, range is not an optional feature for middle linebackers in today's game. It's a prerequisite for the job. And this guy definitely has it. Followed that play from the start, and he ended it with a loss.
May now on 3rd down. Cut near the goal line. He has the touchdown. Lining up now to try the extra point. No problems with his footing in the snow. The XP is good. And the Raiders tack on 7 more to their lead. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Has this at the 6. He gets popped quickly. Not a nice feeling or a nice return. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Handoff now out of the gun. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Now Milton to throw. Oh, no, they get him yet again. Picked off by, I love this name, Devon Diablo.
I think it's safe to say his day is beyond repair now, if it wasn't long ago. He just hasn't been reading these coverages at all, and it's clearly not on the same page with his receivers. I think it really is now time to think about his confidence for future games and get him out of this ball game.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Patterson trying this straight ahead. And he's able to get this down to the 13. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
Let's go now.
Slot man motioned over. This is Patterson. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect.
And in for the touchdown. Now we'll see them try the point after. And it's off the mark. The kick is no good, but I think they can spare a point or two given the size of this lead. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And look at this return. And great starting field position here as they bring him down beyond the 40.
When you get contributions like that out of your kickoff returner, it is such a boost to an offense. This is about showing no fear, hitting the lane hard, a determined run back, and setting your offense up with great field position.
Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Puts his body on the line, and he got it. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And the Patriots will have a 1st down.
I don't care how good a secondary you are, how loaded you are with talent, when you've got time to allow a receiver to work from one side of the field all the way to the other versus zone coverage, well, you're going to make a defense pay.
And it's picked off, but, oh, yep, pretty clear he was out of bounds, so no interception, incomplete. So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call.
Set. Buffalo 18.
Milton. Brought in close to the 8. And he almost gets to the 5. He's out at the 6. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Set. Ready.
They'll try and punch it in. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. Still lined up at the 6. Here's 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal at the 6-yard line.
Check. Go, check. Go.
Running for it again. And he is into the end zone for a New England touchdown. The Patriots continuing to fight at least. Seibert now to add the extra point. Extra point is good in this wintry weather. And the Patriots cut into the lead by another point. It's all lined up. Seibert now ready to send this flying. Kickoff taken at the 3. Big shot at the end of that return as he gets it just past the 20.
At their own 21-yard line.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Let's go.
Motioning him from the slot right.
Ready.
Now it's Patterson. And he works his way for a gain of 4.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, it's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule. That kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
Second and 6 coming up here.
Check go.
May now from the gun. Able to hit Patterson, complete. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
That just might be a throw he regretted as soon as you let it go. I know that feeling. He was doing all he could to find a completion down the field, but they were all over that check down, ready to turn it into a negative play.
They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. On play action, here's May. Escapes the pocket. That's complete to Bowers outright. And he'll get it up to the 27.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
Las Vegas sends out the punt team. Averaging a little under 50 a kick so far, Brock, as he gets away another one. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And they're going to take over possession. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Throwing now from the gun. And the 1st down pass sent away by a defender, incomplete.
With all due respect to some of the great linebackers back in the day, to play the position today, man, you've got to be versatile. You can't just be a come up and stuff the run. You got to play coverage. And these defenses more and more rely on you to break up throws just like that.
Polk makes the catch. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Ready, go!
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He's going to push one deep down the right. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Jacorian Bennett has it. And the Raiders take possession just shy of midfield following the interception and the lengthy return.
You know, my dad was my old high school coach. He's a play caller. He's an offensive guy. And after days like this, and I remember one in particular, he'd say, son, some days peanuts, some days shells. This has been nothing but a bunch of shells for this quarterback today.
A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10. Up the middle, here goes Patterson. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. We're off to the foot.
Okay, ready?
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Man in motion, out of the slot. Going play action, May. Got a man, Bowers has it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a pickup of 34 yards. And that's a Vegas 1st down. This is Patterson. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
From the gun, it's May. Hauled in by Waddle. And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line. One yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. Shotgun handoff for Patterson. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. The Raiders settling for 3 as they send the field goal unit out. This only a chip shot from the right hash. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And the lead continues to grow and grow.
Yet another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Here's a handoff up the gut. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
This ball's cut by Palmer. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's a New England 1st down. Milton back to throw. Freiermuth there to bring it in. And he goes out a little short of the 40.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
And he can't find the lane before being wrapped up at the line. No gain on second down, and they need 2 here on third. Back-to-back carries here. And he's able to get this down to the 36. It's a gain of 4 there. And the Patriots will have a first down.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave him enough to pick up a first with some room to spare.
Throwing now, Milton. This one finds Polk. And they take him down right along the 30.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw it with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. Trying to get that one to Jalen Polk. And now they'll face a 3rd and 3. Milton now. Hits his running back. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter. But they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
Let's go now.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. And it's going to be incomplete. Couldn't connect to extend the drive. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Hey, I get it, it's already over, but go down swinging. Unfortunately, that play, like so many of them today, Kate, has been pretty indicative of how this contest has gone.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. On the carry, it's Patterson. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Halfway there on 1st down, that brings up 2nd and 5.
A humble 5-6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. A give right side to Patterson. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. We've reached the 2-minute warning in Foxborough. Raiders put this one away a long time ago. It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. To throw, here's May. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
All on the 45, 1st and 10. A give to Patterson out of the shotgun. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. On the handoff, Patterson. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Call it 1 yard there, so consecutive 1-yard runs brings up 3rd and 8.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
And the Patriots in the nickel for this 3rd down call.
Go!
This is Patterson on the give. And he gets this across midfield to the 49-yard line. So it's a road win for the Raiders in this one. And even fighting that dreaded body clock with the West Coast trip, they played their game, and they're taking this victory back east with them. So that puts a bow on this one. For my partner Brock Heward and everyone involved on our crew, I'm Kate Scott signing off. This has been another presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Raiders winners, as with that, we'll sign off from New England.